You ever wanted to like a movie so much, but in the end it just kind of falls flat? Well, that was Suzume for me. The last movie I was this disappointed in was with The Tomorrow War. Both of these movies have exciting starts with me getting invested in the story and the characters, and Suzume does that amazingly in the first half. Basically, the premise is that this 17-year-old girl named Suzume comes across a man named Sota. He's this mysterious and intriguing figure to her. He has a job called a closer, in which he goes around finding these doors in abandoned areas, and if these doors are opened, they can cause these natural disaster worms, so to speak, that can have a devastating effect on Japan. So in turn, he closes these doors to save the world. When Suzume messes something up, it causes this cat to come alive, and the cat curses Sota, turning him into this chair. The rest of the story is Sota as a chair, along with Suzume, going across Japan chasing after the cat that keeps opening up these doors and causing trouble. I was all for this. It was funny, the story was interesting, I wanted to see what would happen next. The world building was great, with us seeing a lot of Suzume's life, the friends she has, and as we explore more of Japan, we meet more and more characters that take her in, or maybe have a connection to Sota. The animation is the best I have ever seen in my life. The hand-drawn animation in this is beautifully done. There are scenes in the theater that just blew me away and that looked amazing on the big screen. There's these parts when Suzume is maybe riding her bike down this hill and all of a sudden the camera starts to fade in on her town. Other simple scenes when Suzume is just maybe simply putting her hair into a ponytail. What it looked like to me, it looked so realistic. With the movement and everything, I thought that what they would have done was put live action footage and then traced over it. It looked that great. There are a ton of scenes that stood out to me like this, and I cannot praise the animation enough. Another thing is the music in this for me. It can go from a wild and zany tone to a calm and tranquil theme. Overall, it was excellently done, and it fit it very well. I enjoyed the music a lot. But now you might be asking yourself, alright Zeth, this sounds great. What are you disappointed in? About the halfway mark, this movie just stopped dead in its tracks for me. Basically, Sota, one of our main characters, has to make this sacrifice to save Tokyo from one of these natural disaster worms. It's done very well in my opinion, with Suzume being the one to help him make that sacrifice. Seems like a perfect way to end this movie. They even have it where Suzume visits Sota's uncle afterwards, who we learn throughout the movie is disappointed in Sota's actions, and thinks that he's a screw-up. So when Suzume visits him and tells him about Sota's sacrifice, I thought this was the perfect opportunity for the uncle to go on saying how proud he was of Sota and that, he's always been a good boy. Something along that aspect. Instead, he calls him an idiot and continues to talk trash. And at this point in the theater, I had to check my phone, and I realized that there still was almost an hour left. And the rest of the story, it just devolves into Suzume wanting to rescue Sota because she loves him. Now, there's two problems with this for me. I don't mind the story going simpler, but you need more interesting characters here. I just wasn't as invested into Suzume as a character as I could have. I was able to overlook her character in the beginning, mostly because the story is throwing so many cool concepts and ideas at you that I didn't need a complex character. But the minute that you take away these cool ideas and stories, there wasn't anything here for me. It could just be me and I'm missing some underlying theme, but I just got bored halfway through. At parts that should have been exciting, I just wanted it to be over. And the second reason that this didn't work for me in the end was this romance plot. It just didn't work. And the main reason for that is the chemistry between the two main characters, Suzume and Sota. While they try to establish this love relationship between the two of them, at the most, it feels like an older brother-younger sister relationship instead. They sometimes try to establish a romance, but it falls flat in the end. So when all of a sudden the main reason for the story to continue is because she feels this way, it feels silly in the end. In total, this movie has everything that it needs to be an easy recommendation. Stellar landmark animation, a gorgeous soundtrack, and a really cool premise. But it's that halfway mark for me. It just kills it. This movie could have probably cut a good 30 to 40 minutes of footage for me, and it would have been better in my opinion. Maybe it's just me and I'm missing something, but I don't think I can recommend this because of that last hour. Maybe in a second viewing, there will be something that stands out to me, or maybe I'll see something that I just didn't see the first time around. Or perhaps I'll just enjoy it more, who knows. But for now, I'm just disappointed in this movie mostly. I guess I await the comments now.